Good evening and salutations, my one R fans. Nikki. Man, oh me, oh my, can I not stand that woman? Oof, I really don't like her. And I find it pretty disgusting that she's using her position to um trying to get Kyle back with a woman he clearly doesn't want to be with. You know, she wants to sit there and threaten Audra of if you continue to go out with Kyle, then you won't have a job. Really? Because I'm going to be honest, that seems pretty just effed up in general. Like, your granddaughter's a big woman. She's a grown ass woman. She could sit there and handle her own battles. She doesn't need her bougie ass grandmother sitting there trying to take up her fight. And then when Kyle was like, "All right, yo, listen, I don't want to be with your granddaughter. This ain't gonna work out. And if you gotta fire me, so be it." Because honestly, to tell you the truth, that's the I can understand where he actually gets that idea from. Since she wants to sit there and start using her position to start trying to play matchmaker, I can see where he came with that from. And so she was like, "All right, fine, I get it. You don't want to be with her. I'm not going to sit there and force the issue." Okay, so if you're not going to force the issue, then why does it matter? Why does it matter if Kyle is continuing to be with Audra for? Why does it matter? Don't sit there and give me that whole office inappropriate, this, that, and the third. You got Nate and Victoria sitting there banging like there's no tomorrow, so don't sit there and give me that. It shouldn't matter if Kyle is dating Audra or if what happens if he decides to sit there and date somebody else. Then what? Is his job going to be in jeopardy? Come on, get up out of here with that. I'm not with that. I'm not feeling that at all. And I don't understand. I feel like where is this whole hard on with Billy and Diane? He goes over Abby's place to try to get try to get support like a vote or whatever to make sure that Diane can't do certain things since in her position. The dude is Petro over his own job, and now out of nowhere, out of the clear blue, he thinks that Diane is going to be a danger to the company based off of nothing. Based off of nothing. Based off of the same BS plot that Ashley had. He had nothing to back it up. Nothing whatsoever. And even Abby's like, okay, but what is she doing now? Oh, well, she could sit there and try to leverage. She could sit there and do this. She could do that. She could, would. Didn't happen though, did it? None of that stuff actually happened. So his whole hatred that just literally came out the blue comes from nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Diane hasn't actually done anything since she's gotten back to town. Now, I wasn't watching this show years before. I don't know what kind of shenanigans Diane was there up to. When Diane came back, what did she do? And I love how some people sit there blaming her for Jeremy Stark being in town. So now we're going to sit there and blame the victim, right? Is this what we're doing? This what's hot on the streets now? We just start blaming the victim for things? And at this point, she's like, "Yo, I'm not helping you. I'm not going to sit there. I already have to sit there and deal with this with Ashley. I'm not dealing with this with you." So I'm so trying not to curse. He comes in the office, right? Where Diane and Jack are. He's like, "Do you mind leaving the office? I gotta sit there and talk to my brother." I'm like, seriously, I was like, if I was Jack, I would have been like, "Yo, she's not going nowhere. Okay? What you say in front of me, you can say in front of her. You done lost your goddamn mind if you honestly think you're just gonna walk up in my office and tell my wife to sit there and leave. Hell to the no. You done, I don't know what they put in that coffee for you, but no. Hell to the no. But she's like, you know what? Listen, I don't want to cause any issues, and she leaves. And Billy's like, all right. He gives her the idea. He gives Jack the idea about making sure that she can't do certain things that can mess up the company, that can sit there and throw him overboard or whatever, right? And he's outraged by the whole thing. Now Billy says something that was interesting. Okay, and I give him 1 point. I will give him 1 point. He was like, if this was anybody else, you would have put that stuff in place. You would have put those provisions in place. But you're not doing it because it's her. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing it because it's my wife. I'm like, that's the issue. That's the issue that he has so far. So I mean, along with his other BS problems, but that's what he was. That's another point he was not there making. That's another point that he had. And to be honest, when he said that he wasn't wrong on that front, so Jack is pretty much like, no, not gonna happen. He storms out of there. He walks up Diane talking about, oh, well, I'm the person that's going to sit there and protect the company, blah 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 blah. And he storms off like he actually made some sort of point, like he's some sort of badass. I'm like, bro, if you don't take your little ass out this office. So he goes to I forgot the coffee house, Crimson Lights, or I think it's Crimson Lights, maybe. That's not good. No, it is Crimson Lights, because the other one's Society. So he goes there to get his coffee, talks to Kyle. They get into it for a little bit, and Kyle's just like, yo, listen, whatever drama y'all got going on, fine. Just leave my mother out of it. And he walks off. Now, Nate is not there telling Audra, don't sit there and be trying to be with Kyle. It's not worth it. You forfeit his job. Also, more importantly, I recommended you to his job. So you're not going to make me look bad by effing up your position because you want to sit there and play, mattress tag with, Kyle Abbott. And I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, bro, I'm like, sis, you really want to sit there and give it and lose your job over Kyle Abbott? Kyle Abbott, this is the guy you want to sit there and just really? You know what those two dumbasses do after bougie ass Nikki walks in? Well, not Victoria. Audra leaves. Audra has a text from Kyle. Those two idiots are meeting in the park, in a public park, where anyone could just walk on in at any point in time. Because now they're all like, oh, we could sit there and sit, we can do this undercover or whatever, And I'm just like, even Kyle's like, is this worth it? I mean, I get it. Nikki's a bougie bleepity bleep bleep, but is this worth it? And she's all like, oh, I love the danger. I love the fun. I'm like, well, you're hot. You can literally sit there and practically snap your fingers and get somebody running to you. Why are you like, I don't. And of course, Nate decides to sit there and follow them. And when Kyle left, Nate just sat there and looked at her like, you just lied to me. You're literally sitting there lying to bougie Nikki. Smart. Real smart. Real smart. Uh, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty much about it. Abby's gonna get together with Jack because now she's like, "Yo, let's not gotta give you a heads up about Billy." Also Abby and Kyle met up, and Abby's like, "Oh, you want to sit there and talk about your marriage or whatever, and you're hurt and this, that, and the third." Here's something that bothers me, right? If you're going through something and you're just like, you know what, let's just try to get through today. I don't need somebody coming up in my face and they're telling me, I know them. I know. The dissolving of your marriage really hurts, right? I mean, it must really hurt, right? I'm like, yeah. Well, talking about it with you isn't helping. On top of that, Bo, you're like, are you trying to give advice? Abby, are you trying to give advice? Not gonna be honest. You're literally the last person to sit there and give advice, give marital relationship advice at all. You are in no position whatsoever. You had a good man and you screwed that up. You screwed that up. You are a selfish, self-centered brat who wrecked your own home. And you want to sit there and try to give him advice? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. People like you that do things like that, you're in no position to ever give advice to anyone, ever. Ever, 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 ever. Nada. Nothing. Okay. Now I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else, but you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, YNR, Days, B&B, and of course, GH. And with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.